Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into 8.2, adding and subtraction polynomials. Um, the basis of this section we have already dealt with, so it should be easy for you. You just might need a couple of refresher notes to kind of dive back into it. Okay, so when we're combining like terms, okay, this should all be review. Okay, so if I have a term, let's say any term, if I have the term of, let's say 6x, okay, that's just a term. Now, somebody who's in its family, somebody who in its family has the same last name. Remember I said that the second part of the term is the last name, and the first part of the term is its first name. So, if I have 6x, what's his last name? X. So he eats Thanksgiving dinner with who? Anybody who's in the X family. So anything that ends in X, negative 4X, let's see, negative 3X. We could go 144X, right? Anything that ends in X. Okay, those are like terms. So now, when we combine like terms, the last name doesn't change, the first name does. So all you're going to do is add or subtract the coefficients, the big numbers in front. So let's go back to these first couple of examples. So I'm going to take out a highlighter. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and go grab a yellow colored pencil, a green colored pencil, and some sort of red. I'm going to use pink. Okay, good. Now, um, I am going to highlight, okay, my like terms. So if I have 2x cubed, I'm going to highlight everything that is in the same family as 2x cubed. Well, his last name is what? X cubed. So let's go negative 3x. Nope. What about positive x cubed? That's in the same family, right? Good. Now remember, always when we combine like terms, we take the number that's in front, or sorry, take the sign that's in front of the number that's in front. So in this case, we have a positive 1x cubed. Okay, good. So I'm going to do those in yellow. Now let's go ahead and select a green. Now I'm going to just color another term, and that term is negative 3x, and he's in the x family, right? So let's go through our terms. Negative x would be in the same family, right? They both have the same last name. Now, his first name is negative 3. His first name is negative 1. Okay? So now all we're going to do is combine those like terms. So, let me get my pen here. So, let's just start with the x cubed. Now, x cubed is going to stay, but I want to know how many x cubes I have. Well, if I have 2 and I have one more, 2 plus 1 is 3 x cubes, right? So good, I dealt with those. Now I'm dealt with negative 3x and negative 1x. So I know I'm going to have something x, but now how many? So if I lost 3, like negative is like a loss, and I lost one more, that's a total loss of 4. Okay, so that would be my simplified expression. Okay, let's try one more, and then the third you're going to try on your own. So let's get my highlighters out here. Good. So let's go with our yellow. So now I'm going to color the first term negative g squared. Okay. Now the first name is negative 1, right? Now the last name is g squared. So where else do I see a g squared? Not there. I see a g squared there. So his first name or her first name is positive 4. The last name is g squared. Good. So then negative 3, that's not in the same family. Good. Let's go grab a green. So if I have a green, let's go with positive 7. Right? Positive 7 is just a number, which means that they could add to any other regular number or integer or any type of number. So if I have 7 and negative 3, they're both numbers. They don't have variables attached to them. They're just simple numbers and they could combine. Okay, good. So now let me grab my pen. So if I have negative 1 g squareds, right? And then I have 4 more g squareds. I know I'm going to have something g squared, right? The last name doesn't change. But what changes is the first name. So if I lost $1, then found 4 more. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3. Okay, so I have 3 g squareds. Good. Now these are just, remember, you got to add and subtract positive and negative numbers. Okay? Good. Now, if I have a positive 7 minus 3, 7 minus 3 is 4. So I'm just going to add 4. And that's going to be my simplified expression. Okay? Good. Now, if I could just move this up a bit. If I can move this up a bit. Move this whole thing up. No, I can't. Okay, so the next one I want you to do on your own, and that is going to be a money problem. Pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so hopefully you got the money problem checked, and we're good to go. So now I just erased the last two examples just because I did not have room to write what standard form is. And now there's a couple different types of standard form what we might be dealing with. But this type of standard form, all I want you to do when you're combining like terms or adding or subtracting polynomials, you're just ordering. So you're ordering those terms from highest degree to lowest degree. For example, if I had, let's say I had 4x minus 3 plus 5x squared, right? If I had those terms, now are they in order from highest degree to lowest degree? Well, what does a degree mean? A degree means a power. So what degree is 4x to? Well, x is raised to the first power, so that's the power of 1. There's no power here, there's no exponent. And this one we have 5x squared, so that's to the second degree. So when I ask you to rewrite this in standard form, I want you to have the highest degree down to the lowest degree. So what we need to do is reorder these terms so the highest degree goes first. So if I have the highest degree go first, I have positive 5x squared, right? That would be the highest degree. So it's going to go 5x squared. Good. The next one is going to go, my next one would be 4x to the first, right? So I'm going to take the sign that's in front, which is a positive, so it's going to be plus 4x to the first power. Good. And lastly, it's going to be minus 3. So I would rewrite that expression from highest to power, lowest power. I didn't change the signs, I didn't do anything. All I did was reorder the terms. Okay, just remember that if I asked you to write something in standard form. Good. Now, when we deal with adding and subtracting polynomials, it's very, 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 very similar to combining like terms. Adding polynomials is exactly like combining like terms, okay? So if you see adding polynomials, all you have are groupings, right? So you have 2x to the fourth minus 4x. That's being added to negative x to the fourth minus 2x, right? So now, I wanted to combine these. All you're going to do, if you're adding and there's an addition sign in between those two parentheses, all you're going to do is drop the parentheses. So you're just going to rewrite this first parentheses as 2x to the fourth minus 4x, right? That is the same thing that's in the parentheses. The next parentheses, you're just going to drop the parentheses and write negative x to the fourth minus 2x. Good. So now that you have these two terms, sorry, these terms out of the two parentheses, all you're going to do is combine like terms. So just like we did before, okay, highlight 2x to the fourth goes with negative x to the fourth. Okay, those are my like terms. Now I have negative 4x, right? His last name is x. Then I have negative 2x. So they're in the same family. Good. So now when I combine these like terms, I'm going to say, okay, well, if I have 2x to the fourth and I subtracted 1 x to the fourth, 2 minus 1 is just actually 1 x to the fourth. So I could write 1 x to the fourth, right? So we're done with those. Now, if I have negative 4x minus 2x, I know it's going to be something x. So if I lost 4, lost 2 more, so negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6, okay? So that would be my simplified expression. Okay, that's all I want. So these answers aren't, you're not gonna have like x equals something. This isn't an equation, and there are expressions. So you're just simplifying the expressions when you add them together. Okay, good. So what I want you to do is I want you to try the next one. Okay, it's not a money problem, but I want you to attempt it on your own. Come call on me, and I will go over it with you if you have any questions. Okay, good. So now, I want to 1, 2 soon. Oh, this shouldn't be here. Oh, that shouldn't be here. Let's get rid of that. Good. Sorry about that. So now when we're subtracting polynomials, okay, there's a slight difference, okay? When you subtract and you see a parentheses, then you're subtracting another set of parentheses, you're going to do the same thing that you just did with adding polynomials, except one minor detail. Now, like I said, if you are adding if you're adding two polynomials, all you're going to do is drop the parentheses. Now, when you subtract, you're going to drop the parentheses of just the first expression, okay? Just the first expression. So you're going to rewrite that as 2x to the third minus 2g. Okay, good. Now, before you drop the parentheses of the second polynomial, there's one minor detail. Now, if you have a negative outside of this parentheses, it's like having a negative 1 outside the parentheses. Now, if you had a negative 1 outside the parentheses, what do you do with that negative 1? What operation is involved in that negative 1? Well, negative 1 is, if it's right next to the set of parentheses, it's actually multiplying, right? If you're thinking about multiplying, you are right. So I need to, this starts with a distribute. Okay, we're going to distribute that negative 1 into the parentheses to get rid of the parentheses. Now, when you do this, there's a quick little tip that you could use. Now, when you multiply a negative, okay, if you multiply anything by a negative 1, all it's going to do is change the sign. So when you drop the parentheses, all you're doing is going to eventually change the sign of each term. So negative 1 times negative 5x cubed is actually what? Positive 5x cubed. So if I have negative 1 times positive 3g, it's actually minus 3g. Okay? So now I got rid of the parentheses, and you're going to go back and do exactly like we were already going through. So if I have an expression without any parentheses, all we're going to do is combine like terms. So if I have 2x cubed, go through, and do I see another x cubed? Oh, there you go, 5x cubed. So if I have 2x cubes and I have 5 more x cubes, I have a total of 2 plus 5 is 7x cubes. Awesome. And let's go here. I'm going to have negative 2g, right? And g is its last name. I have negative 3g, right? That's its last name. So negative 2 minus 3. Remember, all we're doing is adding or subtracting the coefficients, the big numbers. So negative 2 minus 3 is actually negative 5g. Okay? So looking at that expression, that is going to be my simplified answer, simplified expression. Just like I did before, I want you to try number 7 on your own. It's just a practice, not a money problem, but you could ask for my assistance if you need help. Remember, this is like a negative 1, and you're going to have to distribute and then combine like terms. All right? Good luck.